Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Mark, and I'm the host of Wolfen's Wanderings, and I'm wandering out into the garden today, and we'll see what's growing on with the peppers and the pickles and everything in between. Alright, up on the top deck, and I'll start with, my peppers and the achocha cucumbers, which I think are starting to bear fruit, which will be neat to see again this year. Anyway, we'll flip around and start up here. And there we have the mint. It is going absolutely crazy, as normal, which is cool. And next to him, I've got my Scotch bonnet. And as you can see, that is a nice orange fruit. There's that one. I've got two that are about halfway between there. And one more that's a nice bright orange. I'm going to be harvesting those two today, and we'll have to do a sample. I'm kind of excited about that one. I've never had a Scotch bonnet before, but it's one that others have raved about, that it's a nice tasting pepper before it kicks your butt. Anyway, I'll move on down, and we'll check out the achochas. Here we are down at a couple of achocha in the pot, and if you look down there, I'm not sure if it'll show up on the camera or not, but yes, there's actually a little achocha down there. A neat little sea creature looking cucumbers. I can't wait to give one of them a sample again this year. I got very few last year, but it did have the same trait where it seems to sacrifice certain leaves once the flowers start putting energy into them. And this year with the hail that we've had, see a hail damaged leaf there, and it'll turn him really fast. But anyway, I'll do another shot of the little cucumber when I can get closer down there. And here we are at the other achocha, and he's a little farther behind. I haven't seen any real noticeable little flower starts on him yet, but he's much more vibrant green, so that kind of goes with what I was just saying, that he hasn't put all of his energy into them little teeny tiny little yellow flowers. But hoping to see lots of production out of him. He's sure healthy and happy. And a little teeny tiny one did decide to finally play. Might be too late for him, but way to go. And if I spin around here I have the okra. And they are putting on lots of flower starts. You can see down there, they're going to start to open. The first one that came, which is great. I can't wait. Yeah, they're a beautiful flower. So here's wishing you luck, there, Oklahoma. And here we are down at the bed beside the deck, and boy, that poor Brussels sprout just got ravaged from the inside. I can't quite get down there to keep inspecting and picking them little buggers out of there, but yeah, so okay, you can have that one. Maybe we'll actually get something out of him. I don't know. This bed gets such little amount of sun, and I'm pretty sure there's not much for nutrients left there. You know, the basil, the dill, and the parsley look pretty happy though, considering. But this is where I'm going to build this up, this right up to this level, so that I can reach things in the next year. And here we are back at Pepper Row. I'll give the look down. And we'll start in the top. And down low here, we have the Jamaican mushroom, which is absolutely loaded with fruit. And next to him, I believe that's the orange naga. And boy, they're nasty looking fruit. It's kind of funny. I'll get in there and give you a peek here in a sec. And over there we have the peach ghost. Yeah, it's got a ton of flowers on there now. I'm gonna have to check it out, but there may even be a little pepper start down there. Should be nice. I was really happy. I was in a live feed with JT, and he was asking RevToast TV about the Sugar Rush Peach. And apparently they are really slow to finally turn their colors. So I was happy to hear that. I'm not the only one, you guys. And yeah, because they are slow. The one fella, I don't know who, commented that takes up to 3 to 8 years to see color out of the ahi. Or rather, I guess it is an ahi variety, but the Sugar Rush Peach. And yeah, so they're getting big. And yeah, good looking fruit. And over there we have another ahi, the ahi lemon drop. And they're, yeah, some of them are getting big, more of the ones inside there. And next to him, what do we have? The red devil's tongue. So that'll be cool. Okay, I'll zoom in a little closer and try and show you some of these peppers. And recruited a little help from my buddy Scott. And you can see down there, those are the Jamaican mushroom. And it's got quite a few on there. Next to him is the orange naga. Yeah, that's a neat looking fruit, actually. Oh, can't wait to see some color out of that guy. Yeah. And then up here, you can see the ahi lemon drop. Yeah, you got some decent fruit out of those. Oh. And beside him is the red devil's tongue. And yeah, boy, they're kind of a nasty looking little guy. Right on. And beside them, you don't need to move much to see them, but those are the Bulgarian carrot. And yeah, so they should be getting some orange. And beside them is the ties. And that's the, we're getting some of the biggest ties that I've ever had out of the plants. That'll last 3 years of doing them. And so that's kind of neat. Ah! Yeah, oh, there's some real, yeah, that's, yeah, they're neat. And in the back there's the jalapenos still fighting away for every little bit of sunshine they get. Yeah, but it's pretty loaded, that guy. And as we back up, you can see my Isis Candy cherries. Tomatoes are sure ripening now in a hurry. That's cool to see, and they're delicious little guys, if a little thick on the skin. And there's the Scotch Brain. And yeah, not sure if I've seen an open bloom on him yet, but yeah, there's definitely the flower starts. So it is inevitable. And over here we have my Ahi Fantasy, along with those honey drop little grape tomatoes. And yeah, they're neat tasting little guys. Try and back up enough to see this. Down here, those are my 2 late starts, but that's the M.A. Ortrix. And beside him is the come on now, Bohemian Goat. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm seeing some flowers on her, and maybe even a pepper start when you get down low and in there, which would be nice. There's my 7-pot brain strain, and yeah, there are some nice little starts there. Boy, they're funky looking little guys. And next to him I have the Trinidad Scorpion Yellow. And we're getting, here, I'll get a little closer. And here's the what is it? Trinidad Scorpion Yellow. So, yeah, that was a question I wanted to ask some of the more experienced maybe out there. That the first couple pods that I produce each year that don't seem to be true to form quite. But yeah, you look at the two that are coloring there, and the one beside him with all of his bumps and wrinkled, like a meteorite. Well, they're pretty neat. They're pretty scary. Anyway, and here we have the peach habaneros. As you can see, that is one loaded pepper plant. And these guys are even showing some nice coloration. Yeah, I do enjoy the peach habanero. And behind the peach hab, we have the fatale. And you can see there's some nice color forming on these guys. And some bigger ones that I'm sure are much more true to form how they're supposed to look. That guy over there almost looks like one of my little ties. And this guy down there, he looks like an eagle claw. And there's a little teeny tiny fart like what I sampled there, right there. It's funny, there's a little bit of everything on those fatales. And you can see there's the sweet banana there, and they actually turn a nice orange. I have a couple inside that are ripening on the table that I cut the other day, and yeah, they're actually getting some beautiful color. I'll have to take a picture of those. Behind that, the boxcar willy, which is a giant, healthy, happy plant, and hope to see a tomato on it someday. And over there, the Arista Cayenne is loaded heavy. Just waiting for some color there too. The sweet chocolate, and you can see this guy in front here is getting his nice chocolate color. So that's pretty neat to see. And he's another one that's loaded heavy right now. There was the last remaining giveaway tomato, and it's giving me tomatoes, so that's alright. And there's my Brussels sprout. It's a daily pick and battle with those little cabbage butterflies, or the caterpillars, and the butterflies if I catch them, little buggers. And I bought a butterfly net, so now I have a chance. But yeah, the Brussels sprouts are developing and they're getting a little bigger, so that's really cool to see. I hope to actually eat some of those this year. And it's getting close to the end of the season for the rhubarb, especially after that hail pulverized it. We've had 2 out of the 4 hills of potatoes so far, and they were delicious little red potatoes. I'm going to do a great big hill, or row next year of them. And the pumpkin over there, we're hoping to have a new one forming. And over here you can see the carrots and the green beans. Need to do another harvest and blanch of green beans here probably today. And the pickles, we're gonna have to do our first canning, so that'll be neat. There's lots on there. I'll go over and take a quicker peek. Here we are, you can see some of the pickles. Yeah, you need to pluck them before they start turning that yellow and they're over ripe. We pickled some that were yellow last year and they just don't get a nice crispness like the rest of them. But as for these little guys, we're going to be enjoying them. Now here I am on the other side. You can see the pumpkin, and there's shriveled up one over there and there, but this one is promising. It's shiny on skin and didn't stay dull. The little one beside it is, yeah, the skin's not as taut anymore and it's kind of a dull, whereas that guy's might be our chance at one. There's the carrots, they're looking good. The green beans. are delicious. Yeah, let's see. We needed to do a batch already. That yellow pickle right there. It's pretty much garbage. Or it's compost. It's a quick peek down the sunflower row and my pitiful little corn. It's a little spaghetti squash. That's just a happy little plant. And the boxcar Willie out front is pretty loaded. Yeah. Hope to see some ripening fruit here soon. And I'll pull around to have a peek at the bishop's crown. And here I am at my bigger spaghetti squash. And I was pretty happy with these so far until some critter decided they wanted to have a sample, and you see a bunch of nibbles there, and on my other one over there, there's a bunch of nibbles on there. I'm not sure who's responsible, be it squirrel or rabbit, but either way, Haas and Pfeffer is what I have to say to them. I'm sure squirrel stew is called something else, but it applies. There's the little watermelon over there that's probably not going to have time for a fruit any longer, but good effort. And the giant Belgium over there, you can see Ugly Edna in there. I've dubbed her, and but she's actually getting some nice color, so yeah, I'll eat around the ugly bits. And the little tie down there is still throwing out peppers of varying colors. I'll get a little closer. And here I am at the achocha again. And down in front here, you can see all the neat little fruit that are forming. They don't get hugely big, and they start to toughen up the seeds, but even when they're small, little tiny guys like that one, but the flowers are very, very small and insignificant. You can see the little tiny yellow guys there, so you don't need a very large insect for pollination of these guys. But yeah, they're a really neat little cucumber. And like I said when I was up there, hello airplane. And here I am at the other achocha, and yeah, closer inspection, and just the very beginnings of the flower starts on those guys. So yeah, all their energy is still going to leaf production, but that's about to change. And here we are. I'm at the Scotch bonnet in the front, and today it's time to give her a sample. So I'll spin around and show you the progress there. As you can see, they are getting some really nice color. That's one of the ones that I'm going to harvest today. And then when you come up, see, these ones are much lighter in color, the orange, but they are turning orange. And then there's the two in there that look quite different. They're got, many are like more little valleys, like a little planetoid or something, and wrinkly. They're just starting to show a tiny little bit of color, so they're the more true to form looking ones, I'm thinking, or else some happy little pollinator was at my super hots and came right here after and wants to give me a real surprise. Anyway, I'll do a little harvesting and yeah, I'll be right back.